Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I am Hiral Dadia. One stock that is on our radar and in focus over the last couple of sessions and months is SJVN. The kind of growth story that we have been picking up on SJVN has been really strong, and the stock has seen gains of almost around 34 to 35% in the last 1 month. And if you see in terms of the performance on a YTD basis as well, that has also been extremely strong with uptick of almost little over 60% coming in there. Now, what's driving this kind of growth in terms of the stock price as well as the business? Joining us on the show is Mr. Nandlal Sharma, Chairman and MD at SJVN. Good morning and good afternoon and welcome to the show, Mr. Nandlal.
Good morning, good afternoon, and thank you very much.
Firstly, congratulations on the journey that we have been seeing with regards to SJVN over the last couple of months, with the kind of order wins that are dropping in across segments. Firstly, let's actually talk about the initial two orders that we have seen so far. To start off with, firstly, the 1200 megawatt solar power project from the Punjab State Power Corporation Limited for procurement. What are the details of this order? What is the execution timeline and pipeline looking like?
This 1200 megawatt procurement order for Punjab that will be delved into categories. One is 200 megawatt will be delved in Punjab, and its tariff is 2 rupees 75 paisa. Whereas the rest of the 1000 megawatt will be delved anywhere in the country, and its tariff is 2 rupees 53 paisa. So the timeline will be 1.5 years to 2 years. The project will be completed and commissioned, and power will be supplied from these projects within a time frame of 1.5 to 2 years. And PPA is likely to be signed in a couple of weeks from this date.
Right. So, how much revenue does this translate into in terms of FY24, and how much of it will come in terms of FY25 from this project?
From this project, around 1200 megawatt capacity, the generation will be around 3000 million unit, and the revenue will be around 6 to 70 crores, 70 crores around per year.
Right. Moving on, apart from that, there's another power purchase agreement that was signed recently by the company for 300 megawatt renewable energy project. And if you could help us understand details of this one as well.
Which one you are talking? Because we have a long list of projects which we have got in Maharashtra.
Yeah, this was the power purchase agreement that was signed by SJVN Green Energy, which is the subsidiary for 300 megawatt renewable. Let me just quickly. I think this is the one in Maharashtra, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah, 200 megawatt is in Maharashtra, and 100 megawatt is with SECI for wind projects.
So on this one, correct. I think yes. As you mentioned, 200 is for Mumbai, and 100 was with regards to Delhi. Again, in terms of execution as well as revenue recognition, what is it that we are looking at?
Again, execution will be in 2 years, and the revenue from these projects, these 300 megawatt projects, and the generation will be around say 60 to 70 million units. So revenue from these projects will be around 10 to 15 crores.
Right. And as we've said that, in the release that I was reading, that this agreement or this power purchase agreement is for 25 years. So is this a recurring revenue that the company is going to be seeing over the next 25 years of 10 to 15 crores? That means almost the 2000 odd crores that we're looking at from both these projects, which is in Maharashtra as well as Delhi, that is going to be spread over 25 years?
Yes, the project will be for 25 years. So it is 300 megawatt projects. Both the projects is taken together. 300 megawatt projects means around say 100 per megawatt. If you take 25% as CUF, the energy generated from these projects and revenue will come or that the calculations are different, but right now I have not the calculation for
Sure.
these projects. Yes.
Sure. Apart from this, you also have signed a MOU to develop 5,000 megawatt renewable energy project in Maharashtra. And this would include hydro, pumped storage, wind, solar, hybrid, as well as green hydrogen projects. Uh, Now, we understand this is a MOU, but when does this actually translate into actual agreements?
Yes, definitely in different sectors of energy for pump storage projects. We are working with them. Some projects have been identified, and we will doing these pump storage projects. Apart from these PSPs, we'll be doing this wind as well as solar projects and hybrid projects also in Maharashtra. Soon, when the projects are identified, and we will enter into specific agreements for the development of these projects.
Okay. So, overall, currently, what is the overall order book of the company looking like? Because to what we understand, the project portfolio is over 55,000 megawatts. So if that is the case, how are you planning to execute them organically, or will it be, with strategic partners to enhance the capacities down the line?
It is in all the formats, organically also and with the strategic partners also. If we talk about the total portfolio of around 54,000 megawatt, right now we have 2,100 megawatt under operation, but we have 4,500 megawatt projects under construction. And we have a pipeline of more than 5,000 megawatt projects which are likely to be taken up into construction very soon. In the next 3 years, my portfolio of capacity addition in the company will be around 7,000 megawatt, which will be added to the existing capacity of 2,100 megawatt. So after 3 years, the total installed capacity of the company will exceed 9,000 megawatt, and it will touch 10,000 megawatt capacity in the next 3 years. And our shared vision of 25 gigawatt company by 2030, we will be definitely achieving that.
Right. And overall, if you see in terms of the tariffs as well, what is that price tariff looking like between the domestic market as well as the international market currently?
Tariff, so far as our existing projects are concerned, we have that tariff CRC determined tariff for hydro projects, and the market determined tariff for competitive bidding in the solar and wind projects. So it varies from project to project. But so far as our projects, solar projects are concerned, we have signed PPAs of around 4,700 megawatt projects, and the average tariff comes to 2 rupees 80 paisa per kilowatt hour per unit.
So this is in terms of the domestic market, right?
Yes.
And how about in the international market?
International market, we are doing projects in Nepal. So these projects are export-oriented projects. One 900 megawatt project Arun 3, which we are doing in Nepal, that is at its peak stage of construction, and we will be commissioning that project in the next financial year by say between June 24 to September 24. And about 700 megawatt project power will be coming to India, and we are working out its power purchase agreements with different entities also. Similarly, we have two more projects in Nepal, that is Lower Arun as well as Arun 4 projects. For Lower Arun project, we are doing through its, our 100% own subsidiary there. But whereas Arun 4 project will be doing in a JV manner with the Nepal Electricity Authority.
Right. And that you mentioned about, and this you're talking about the Arun Phase 3 project, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the project on the 660 megawatt Buxar thermal project?
Yes, Buxar thermal power project is 1,320 megawatt, two units of 660 each, and it will also be commissioned in the next financial year. We are trying to commission one unit by March 24, and the second unit by September 2024. So next by the end of this financial year and in the mid of the next financial year, this project will be commissioned.
Right. And overall, with regards to the 382 megawatt Sunni Dam hydroelectric project, which is in Himachal Pradesh as well, at what stage is it?
The construction has started. We have already awarded the major civil works, and contractor has mobilized. We have started the excavation of the diversion tunnel. We have already excavated the exploratory drift to the underground parts of the powerhouse. So that is well on its mark, and the commissioning date is around November 28th. We will be commissioning this project before that even.
Okay. And overall, from a capacity perspective for SJVN, as you mentioned, currently we are at around 21,000 megawatts, right? From
It's
there,
2100 megawatt.
sorry?
It is 2100 megawatt.
2100, I beg your pardon, correct. Now, in terms of the scale up as well, what are the timelines that the company is looking at, and what is it that the company is planning to achieve in terms of the next 3 to 5 years?
Uh, in the next year, right now the capacity is 2100. In the 1 year, we will commission 10 projects of 2800 megawatt capacity. And in the second year, we will commission about 9 projects of 2900 megawatt capacity. In the third year, we will commission about 1800 megawatt projects, and the total 29 projects of around 7000 megawatt capacity will be commissioned within the next 3 years.
Okay. And between the various segments of renewable energy, what is that division expected to look like as a contribution to revenues?
Yes, by 2030, we have planned a total portfolio of 25,000 megawatt capacity commissioned project. Out of 25 gigawatt, 16 gigawatt will come from solar and wind, and 7 to 8 gigawatt from hydro, and 1.3 to 1.3 to 2 gigawatt from thermal. That will be the breakup between these three segments of energy.
Okay. And with all of this, in the next 12 to 18 months, what's the kind of growth, that the company is looking at, taking into consideration that we've seen the revenues grow by around 21-22% in terms of FY23, and we've seen a margin of almost 75.9% in FY23. So is it that we will continue to, is it that the company will continue to maintain similar growth levels, or will it be much better taking into consideration the kind of order wins and LOIs and MOUs that the company has already signed?
In FY24, the growth will be marginal, not that, but within one year or 1.5 years, more than 3,000 megawatt projects are likely to be commissioned, and revenue will start flowing in. So then there will be growth. So you see that in the next 3 years, the capacity addition will be of 7,000 megawatt projects. So revenue growth from the FY25 to FY26 will be more than 100% in the next 2 to 3 years.
Right. And overall, if you see, in terms of the central bidding trajectory for FY24, uh, everyone is looking at the wind and the non-wind side of it. So what does that bidding trajectory look like? Because I was reading a recent report where they've clearly said that to achieve the target of 500 gigawatt capacity through non-fossil fuel sources by 2030, annual renewable energy installations must exceed 40 plus gigawatts, right? So if that's the commitment that the government is looking at, where does SJVN stand in terms of the bidding trajectory for 24?
Well, we have planned we have aligned our growth or capacity addition to that expectation of the target set by Government of India of 500 gigawatt from non-fossil fuel sources. So, as I said, that SJVN's portfolio will be of 25 gigawatt by 2030. Out of that, 16 gigawatt will come from solar, and 7 to 8 gigawatt from hydro. That means about 23 gigawatt will come from non-fossil fuel sources. And the trajectory which we have planned, so right now the capacity is 2,100 megawatt. To increase it to 2,500, 25,000 megawatt. So our trajectory will be around, say, more than 3 to 3 to 3.5 gigawatt per year.
Right. And my last question coming to you is in terms of the receivable cycle. Now, after the implementation of the LPS rules of 2022, we actually saw that the company's receivable days have reduced significantly from almost 93 in FY21 to 53 days in FY23. Collections were, higher. The payments by discoms have been on time as well. Are you seeing any further improvement from here on?
Actually, this figure of 23 days,
Hmm.
because when we bill to the beneficiaries, we give 45 days to them for depositing the amount.
Hmm.
So this has come, this 23 days, or it was 35 days actually. So we also give discount to the beneficiaries which who deposit the money in advance also. So this trend will continue, but just to reduce this figure of receivables in terms of days. Now it will be very, very difficult because beneficiaries take at least 30 to 45 days to deposit the bills with the company.
Right. All right, Mr. Nanlal. Thank you so much for speaking to us at BQ Prime and sharing those views. And congratulations once again on the kind of order book that the company has been building so far. Thank you. Stay safe and speak to you soon again. So that's the management of SJVN. And clearly, as we mentioned at the start of the show, a little over 60% is the kind of returns that we've seen on a YTD basis today as well. The stock is seeing gains of over 13.5% in trade as we speak to the management. And it's clearly the kind of order wins that they have been seeing, though the management clearly indicated that the current financial year is not going to be a spectacular one, though all the benefits will come in the next 2 to 3 years when all of these projects actually fructify. So that's an interesting tidbit that we have for the investors from here on as well. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to BQ Prime.